Good afternoon and welcome back to day 2 of Travel Gossip's Touring and Adventure Bootcamp. We've had some amazing sessions so far and we've got 2 more for the rest of the day. Today I'm joined by Donna Nelson and Rianne Richardson from TTC Tour Brands. Hi ladies.
Hello, you're right.
Hi, we're so excited to have you with us today, and having both of you, we're very honored. I understand that we have a video lined up, is that correct?
Yes, got a little video. Do you want to play that now?
Yes, perfect. Let's dive right in.
Travel broadens our perspective of the world and our place in it. When we tread right together, it remains a gift for future generations. The beauty of a destination is its people. We have the opportunity to do good in the world and discover more about who we are simply by stepping outside of our comfort zone.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that video. Obviously, an incredibly diverse and amazing portfolio of brands that we've got under TTC Tour Brands. So really excited to have you with us. Ladies, if you want to take over, please feel free.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. So a quick introduction, I suppose, to Ree and myself. So my name's Donna Nelson and I'm the area sales manager for TTC Tour Brands for all home working travel agents.
And I'm Rianne Richardson. I'm based in Manchester and I'm the area sales manager for North and Central England.
Yes. So as you saw from that video there, we have 5 fabulous brands under the TTC Tour brand name. So if you do see us around and we say we're from TTC, please look more familiar than some agents do, which is great. But we're going to run you through the brands in a little bit more detail. But before we do, one thing that I find, I suppose before Ree and I started working in touring, maybe, is touring is travelling made easy. So for you guys as travel agents, if you are thinking about sort of creating an itinerary for your customers, actually looking at a touring package is probably an easy way of you guys selling that type of trip, because we have done all of the hard work for you in terms of looking at those bucket list places that you need to go and all of the journey as well. So not just getting to the destination, but actually enjoying the journey to get there. So that is what touring's about. It isn't just about sort of getting to your place of interest and then enjoying where you are. It's the whole journey and making that as easy as possible for you guys to sell. So yeah, if you are looking at those types of holidays for your customers, think about touring, and we've got 5 fabulous brands for you to choose from. So Ree's going to run you through those amazing brands.
Yes, so at TTC Tour Brands, we have everything covered from youth right through to luxury. So Contiki is our social travel brand for 18 to 35-year-olds. So with Contiki, it's all about experiencing those bucket list moments, exciting destinations, meeting like-minded travellers, and capturing those Instagrammable moments around the world. With Contiki, we've got so much product just with this one brand. And what a lot of people don't realise is when they hear that 18 to 35 age bracket, they tend to assume it's just about partying. Not necessarily the case. Although that's available with Contiki, we have such a vast range of options. Anything from ski weekends to island hopping. I've actually just come back from a sailing trip around Croatia.
Oh, rubbing it in, Grace. Rub it in.
And she's jealous because she can't go anymore. But yeah, from skiing to island hopping, we also have run club itineraries with Kentucky, sober curious itineraries. The list goes on. We've got something for everyone within that age bracket. So an amazing product there. With Cost Saver is our budget-friendly touring brand. So when it comes to Cost Saver, the key word that we like agents to remember is flexible or flexibility. So Cost Saver is all about touring, but doing it your own way. So with a Cost Saver tour, we provide the foundations of the tour, so the accommodation, the transport, some meals, and some very basic sightseeing included as well. The group still has a travel director to support them throughout, but the beauty of a Cost Saver tour is that the customers are able to really build up the itinerary to be as much or as little as of a plan as they like. So in advance of them travelling, your customers will receive a full list of what we call choice experiences with pricing so that they can plan ahead and budget. But it's completely up to them how many of those experiences they choose to do. They book those in resort with the tour director, so it's less admin for you guys as agents, which is great. And not only that, it gives them the freedom to really make the trip their own. So some customers who travel with Cost Saver won't do any of the additional extras. Some will fill out every day. So it's just a great way to sort of bridge the gap between independent travel and a touring holiday. Do you want to jump in?
Save your boy. So next up is Trafalgar. So Trafalgar is our best value for money brand. The reason why we say that is because it has the most inclusions within a Trafalgar tour. So opposed to sort of Cost Saver, in terms of the inclusions, it will have most days that will be filled with lots of different things on your itinerary. So you'll be going to see lots of different places, tick off those bucket lists, but also do it in a different style and doing it culturally is really getting under the skin of the destination. So we have two ways of how we do that with Trafalgar. We have something called Be My Guest experiences, which if you are looking at a Trafalgar itinerary, you'll see that written down. Be My Guest is where our customers get to go into local homes and businesses. They sit down with the people that own those businesses and they talk about how their business started, basically, and they sit down for dinner with the people who are building up that business. So it's a really, really great way of getting under the skin.
They really see the destination through the eyes of the local people with a Trafalgar experience.
Exactly.
And Be My Guest.
Yeah. And the other way that we do it is with Stays with Stories. Now, Stays with Stories is really just getting even deeper, isn't it, into the destination. So rather than just seeing these iconic places of interest, so if you went to Vietnam, for example, and you saw a junk boat on the river, you'd be like, oh, that's amazing, let's take a snap. Instead of just taking a picture, we want our guests to really experience that in a wholehearted way. So we will actually allow guests to stay on that junk boat in Vietnam. So they actually stay in these places of interest for 1 or 2 nights to really immerse themselves in what that destination and that place has to offer. So that is Stays with Stories with Trafalgar. Again, getting deeper in that into the destination. Now, on a sort of accommodation level, with Cost Saver, you're looking at predominantly 3-star, and Trafalgar is our middle of the road brand. So that's our 4-star sort of accommodation rating. So that's why it's our best value for money, and it's a really, really great middle of the road standard.
Yeah, a lot of inclusions in way of your sightseeing activities and meals.
Yeah.
So a really great product, great, excellent value for money. And the beauty of that is the customers are getting a lot included, but they're spending more with you as opposed to out of pocket in the resort themselves.
Yeah,
booking their excursions. And then as we move from Trafalgar to Insight Vacations, this is our premium touring brand. So the premium experience with Insight Vacations begins before your customers have even left the UK. We include the UK door-to-door transfers. That's up to a mileage of 50 miles and then supplemented after that, which is a great selling point. A lot of customers love to know that their tour, it just makes them feel special. Like before they've even left the house, they know they're taken care of. And that premium experience very much continues right throughout an Insight Vacations tour. So all of our Insight Vacations coaches have been modified. So the same size vehicle as the standard coach, but with fewer seats to offer twice the legroom for all of our guests, which means they can travel in comfort and style throughout. So as Donna mentioned earlier, with regards to touring in general, we very much want to create an atmosphere where the journey itself is an enjoyable part of the trip. It's not just a means of transportation from A to B. They're actually able to relax, enjoy, take in the sights,
Yeah.
ask their travel director questions along the way, and really make the most of every moment of the trip. With Insight Vacations, this is now our predominantly 5-star product, so we're using more centrally located, higher standard properties for these tours, and we do a lot of immersive experiences that are included. So whether that be on our Croatia, my mind's just gone blank.
It's sorted.
Just been on a Kentucky, so the name of the tour slipped my mind. Yes. We have an experience where our customers will meet with a local oyster farmer, learn about the cultivation of the oysters, and try them with a wine tasting as well. So really nice sort of exclusive experiences that we include there.
Yeah.
And a selling point that we absolutely love to talk about with Insight Vacations, we now have a collection of 11 women's only tours. So these tours are doing so well for us. There's such a demand within the touring space in general for female travellers wanting to see these destinations. So if that's something that interests you, do follow up with us afterwards. It's a great opportunity for groups as well.
Yeah, and it's a great talking point on your social media, because I think a lot of the time it's quite difficult, isn't it, as an independent travel agent, to kind of put yourself out there and know what to kind of put out on social media. But this one always generates a lot of conversation. So if you want any videos or assets for that, please let us know. We can obviously send those to you as well. But yeah, predominantly 5-star, like Ruth said, and slightly smaller group sizes as well with Insight Vacations. So on average, it's about 30 people on Insight Vacations tour, sometimes up to 27.
We do have 2 different group sizes with Insight Vacations, so the classic group option and then the smaller group option.
Yeah.
So we feel we've got, you know, the right options to accommodate your customers, whatever experience they're looking for.
Yeah, and then lastly, we've got Luxury Gold. So that is really what it says on the tin. Absolute luxury when it comes to touring. Again, even smaller group sizes. So on average, about 17 guests on a Luxury Gold. This is 5-star plus accommodation. So it's like boutique hotels, your Intercontinentals, your JW Marriotts. It is those highest level of accommodation you can think of, and very, very centrally located. So again, if you've got those guests that want a relaxed start, they can just sort of walk out, have a coffee in the morning before starting their tour. It is a very, very relaxed way of touring. One other thing that we kind of differentiate when it comes to Luxury Gold is, instead of a travel director, we have a travel concierge. And the reason why, it sounds posh, but the reason why we call them that is because anything can be asked of them at any time. They are there on hand for those guests 24/7. So we've had guests ask for massages before they go out, and they just, you know, they've had a little walk-in, they want a little massage before they leave. That is something that the travel concierge can organise for these guests. So nothing is too much, and it is the highest possible quality of service.
Also,
dining.
With our sightseeing on a Luxury Gold tour, we do something that we call Beyond the Velvet Rope, and it's very much about creating a VIP experience for customers.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of out-of-hours sightseeing when sites are closed to the general public, and it will just be the Luxury Gold group. So we are very much trying to make these customers feel like the best of the best.
Yeah, very, very exclusive.
Yeah.
So that was a very big nutshell, but in that coconut, we've gone through all of our lovely brands. But what is included on every single one of these tours? So no matter which one you're choosing or which one your guests have decided to choose, whether it's Kentucky to Luxury Gold, these are the 10 core ingredients that make up any one of our brands on a TTC tour. So the accommodation, depending obviously if you're a cost saver or a Luxury Gold, is the highest possible standard of that star rating of accommodation. So if it's a cost saver, it's the highest possible 3-star that we can find in the most centrally located, so that actually the guests feel like they are involved in that destination. The experiences are, again, of the absolute highest quality. They're, again, making sure that we are listening to our guests and what they want in these destinations, and we constantly evolve those. Especially in our Kentuckys, we're listening to channels like TikTok, Instagram, and we are evolving our tours as we go to make sure that the experiences are as relevant to that destination as possible. We're responsible travelling, so we have something called the Tread Right Foundation and Make Travel Matter experiences. When you are looking at any of our tour brands, you might see something called a Make Travel Matter experience, where the guests are still doing an experience they want to do, but they are giving back in some way to the people, the planet, or the wildlife. So yeah, again, we're doing it as responsibly as we can. And I won't pull out all of these, but just one other point that is absolutely fundamental to any of our tours are our travel directors and our drivers. They completely make the tour, don't they?
Yeah, we get amazing feedback.
Yeah, and they know so much about the destinations. I was shocked at how much they have to learn, but they tend to kind of stay with TTC tour brands throughout their whole career as travel directors. So they start at Kentucky, working their way up to luxury gold, which just shows how much they love working for the brand, and actually it just shows how much knowledge they have. So they really do.
They're amazing.
They are amazing. They are. But it's something new, isn't it?
Yeah, so something new that we are very excited about. So Trafalgar is now on water. So this is very exciting for us. We love a new product to shout about. So it's on sale as of now, and our first sailings are from April 2026.
Yeah.
We have 2 ships that will be sailing on the Rhine and the Danube. And yeah, it's basically the same Trafalgar experience that we've explained, very much about that authentic experience, getting to know the destination through the eyes of the locals. The same Trafalgar you know and love, but now on water.
Yeah, absolutely that. So the dine around experiences, we're still doing sales with stories. So we're taking guests when they come off of the ship, they'll be going to local homes and businesses and still having that Trafalgar feel, isn't it? But we've also just launched as well 2 Christmas itineraries as well on the river. So if you've got those customers that love a river cruise and they want to kind of have a bit of a touring experience, this is the way
and not only that, those customers who love to be the first to try something new, get them on our Trafalgar river ships.
Yeah, they do look amazing
they
as well.
They look great.
Okay, so just how you guys kind of, if you want to know more about TTC tour brands, the easiest way to do that is the travel agent portal. So that QR code there that you can see under the travel agent portal little sign, if you scan that, it will take you straight through to that. Sign up as an agent. So if you haven't already signed up, you can sign up as a new agent. And then what that will allow you to do is, if you've forgotten everything that me and Marie have just said, you can literally put in a destination and all of the tours for all of the brands that we have will pop up. So if you put in Canada, for example, every single tour for Canada across all of the 5 brands will show up, and you can sort of filter that down by price point or dates, things like
Duration.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's a really easy way. You can sort of print out PDFs, send them to customers with or without pricing. It's a really great asset to kind of use if you are looking at the brands, because there's quite a lot to remember of each one. So that's a great tool. There's marketing assets on there as well if you do want to kind of put anything out on your social media, but obviously you can reach out to us as your trade team.
Most importantly is our trade team. We're now a team of 7.
Yes.
We've got all areas covered, and we love to help. We love to do an event. We love to do a little webinar, whatever we can do to help and support. Do reach out, let us know how we can be of service. That's why we're here. And we love to meet as many agents as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout about our brands, don't we, Donna?
Yeah, and then lastly is our Facebook page. So if you're not signed up to our Facebook page, please do sign up to that. We put out incentives on there all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Silly videos. We love doing a silly video or a TikTok.
Oh, we do.
But we're always putting out things on there. So any family trip opportunities, things like that. It's worth definitely going.
We love a little giveaway as well.
We love a giveaway.
So, yeah,
we do.
It's worth joining.
Absolutely. So hopefully we've covered everything. But if anyone's got any questions, please feel free. We love a little Q&A.
Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies. That was really informative. Of course, a massively diverse portfolio of brands, as we've seen, but consistently just amazing experiences for all of the clients, it seems like.
Yeah.
It's excellent to see as well that final slide. There's so much trade support for our travel gossip audience. There's such a big, fantastic team behind the guys at TTC Tour Brands. So obviously get in touch with them. Any questions, as they said, they seem, of course, ready and willing to help with any kind of inquiries that you've got. So I've just had a look. I think there was a little bit of choppiness, but we will be sharing the video out to anyone who will be sharing the video out later on today. We do have a few questions though. So I mean, it might be something that some agents are thinking if they are new to touring, which is, what this Touring and Adventure Bootcamp is set up for. Is touring just coaching?
No, absolutely not. There is that misconception, I think, when you think of touring, people think of coaching, but it isn't just that. Like, we will use light railway, we use boats, like river, obviously now river cruise as well. So we are using, depending on the infrastructure of the destination, really, we're always trying to make the most of the destination so the guests get to see as much as possible. So depending on its infrastructure, if you're going to Japan, for example, you wouldn't get a big coach in there. So we are using
the train, high-speed trains, which in itself is an experience. I'm sure you'll agree. So yeah, and as Donna says, depending on the destination, we use what works best. We want our customers to really get the best out of the destination, see the most, and obviously we want the journey to be part of the experience as well, rather than them just feel like it's just a transport, on transport.
Excellent, thank you. Now, we've obviously got the exciting Trafalgar launch that you mentioned. That is fantastic news. So congratulations to you and the whole team, because I know with these launches, there's a lot that goes into it. So
Yes.
excellent to provide that to the industry. But what are some of the best-selling destinations that you'd like to shout about to our Travel Gossip audience today?
Yeah. Italy always does really well
Yeah.
for us, without a doubt. And we actually have some new exciting destinations with Kentucky, don't we, Donna?
Yes.
So Albania is a really new trendy destination for us.
Yeah.
We've relaunched China recently with Kentucky as well.
Yeah, we've got I mean, there's an itinerary that we looked at as well, which I really wanted to go on. But it's with Kentucky again, actually. It's a mix of like partying, beach, and relax. It's you do Barcelona, Ibiza, Mallorca, and that's sort of one itinerary. So a little bit of history, a little bit of beach, well, a bit of partying,
Yeah.
and then relax on the beach.
Yeah.
So again, we're constantly evolving all of the tours across all of the brands. But yeah, they're just a few that we can think of. But yeah, it's amazing.
Also, Canada was really well for us as well. So
Yeah.
we do have itineraries with Rocky Mountaineer included, which is always something
it's
that
really
customers
popular.
are after. Yeah, we can do the silver leaf or the gold leaf with Insight Vacations. So keep us in mind for any of those inquiries.
That's
And,
fantastic. Actually, that's really good because we've had Rocky Mountaineer on recently. So it's always great to see these synergies as well for agents. It just makes their lives a bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent. So do we have to stick with the group the whole time we're on one of these tours?
No, not necessarily. I mean, especially when we refer back to our cost saver products, that is very flexible in the fact that, you know, there's a lot of free time if the customers want it. Like I mentioned earlier, if they want to fill the time and join on with the group to the additional activities, they absolutely can do, but there's no pressure at all to do that. Some customers do just book a cost saver tour purely so that the logistics are handled and then they do their own thing while they're there. But even aside from cost saver, with our other brands, there's always a nice balance of free time between activities anyway. Because I think although we plan these itineraries in an expert way to make sure that the customers really get the best of the destination, there's always going to be those points where people kind of want to do their own thing, maybe do a little bit of shopping, maybe there's like, I don't know, a concert going on in a destination by chance, that kind of thing. We want the experience to really be their own, regardless of which brand they're traveling with.
Yeah, and Insight Vacations, you do get a lot more relaxed start. So you'll see on the itineraries that this is a relaxed start or an easy pace itinerary. So if it says easy pace, it means you've just got a little bit more time in the morning to get up, have a coffee, like have a little bit of spare time. If you see a little gelato place or a little coffee shop you like the look of, you will have time to go and have a look and explore yourself. So yeah, definitely free time in every single itinerary.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great tips in there for our agents. So obviously we're seeing some headlines about fewer pennies in the pocket, and sometimes that trickles down into holidays. Now, do you find touring an expensive way to travel?
I don't think so.
Touring at first glance maybe can seem to customers like more expensive than what they're planning to spend. However, from an agent perspective, if you can get your customer to go with the touring option, more of that money is going into your pocket as opposed to in the, you know, what they're going to spend on meals and sightseeing in the destination if they choose to do more of an independent holiday. It's very much a value proposition. And I think a great way to sell touring, if it's something that you're unfamiliar with, is break down the cost per day, look at the meal inclusions, look at the cost of those included experiences. Once you actually sort of balance out what they would be paying in resort for a lot of these things, although the upfront cost may seem more to them than what they had in mind of wanting to spend, actually in the long run it benefits the customer and it definitely benefits the agent.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like normally when you book a holiday, you look at what you're willing to spend for that holiday, but you don't then take into consideration what you would spend when you were in resort.
Exactly.
And not everything you want to do, but this is in one go.
We all know how it is. You might plan, you know, only going to spend this amount whilst I'm there.
Yeah.
It never goes to plan, does it? Let's be honest. Like we all get carried away when we're on holiday. So it makes sense from an agent perspective. If you can sway your customer to look at a tour option and explain it as a value proposition, it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
They probably won't spend as much if overall as they would do if they were traveling independently, and majority of what they are then going to spend goes to you as the agent rather than, you know, elsewhere. So if you think about it like that, I don't think it's necessarily that it's expensive. I think you have to go the route of it's a great value for money proposition.
Yeah, like girl maths, but like touring maths.
Exactly.
That. Can you tell I justify my spending?
Yeah.
With the way I broke that down.
Exactly. It's very set it and forget it with touring, isn't it? It kind of you do
Yeah.
it, you put the money down, and then after that you can actually just enjoy
Exactly.
your time.
Yes, exactly that.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, I'm just going to check and see if we've got any further questions. Looks like we're all set. So I just wanted to thank you both so much for joining us today. It was a really informative session, and I know our agents are going to love it. So thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Catherine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now to all of our agents who are viewing, thank you so much. We do have one more session this afternoon, and then a few more tomorrow, and then the quiz will be going live. So we have a £50 lifestyle voucher coming from TTC Tour Brands. So the answer to the quiz will be within this training. So go back, find the answer. If you get it right, then you'll be in to win one of the prizes. So thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks.